Okay, I'm going to describe how to generate a report and upload it to the Google Docs, Google Drive to be accessed by collaborators for the A+ credit recovery system that we run in our school district. So the first thing you do is launch A+ by clicking the A+ icon on a computer that has it installed. Here, that's all the laptops in the computer lab and all the computers in the library. Then you log in and you'll come to this initial page here and you click the class management or assignment management button, and that will take you to this screen, and you pick the class that you're wanting, and the lesson plan and the student. These are all pretend ones for confidentiality purposes on the internet. And these little triangles are how you open them down. You click on that and it kind of spills down, sort of a waterfall method. And so these are all the lessons that are in the Algebra 1 Semester 2 class for the default lesson plan for this student. Then you want to check and make sure that a report is ready to be printed. Sometimes a student may think they're ready and they haven't actually successfully completed the course. This is also a way that you can kind of just check in to see what their progress is. You can click any one of these lessons and it will give you this indicator here. So as you can see, the comprehensive exam, which is the final part of this course, has not been mastered yet. This checkbox here is blank and the assignment is not complete. So you can see that they took the pretest and didn't make high enough on it to get the credit, and so they've been doing the study for it. And sometimes students will go in for just a few seconds here and there trying to test the system out, maybe try to see what the questions are, to try to plan ahead, whatever their rationale is. That's one of the reasons for good management of their progress while they're at the computer. But you can also select the next lesson up, and this is what it looks like when it is complete and mastered. So they did the pretest, did a practice, and they took 3 chances at the mastery test and finally got an 80 on it. Hopefully repetition is helping it to sink in. So we weren't going to print a report for that student because they're not done yet. So we did find that this student in English 1 full year has completely done this course. So we go up to View Print Report Wizard, and that brings us to this Report Wizard dialog. And we click the little drop-down indicator here, and we get the pop-up menu, and we scroll down quite a bit to Student Progress Selected Students. That's the one that we happen to use. And that brings us through this wizard. So we pick the class that we want. We went ahead with the Algebra 1 Semester 1, and then you click Next each time to take you through the dialog. And there may be several students here, and you pick the student that you want and click Next. And the beginning date, ours always has this date. I believe this is the date that the software was installed on the server computer that it happens to be on right now, because that's what I kind of guessed by this year. And then it automatically puts in the date that you are on at the moment you're printing the report. I made this video on April 24th, I made these screenshots on April 24th, and so you can click either one of these to change that. If you leave it on 2007, if this student tried this course, 2 years previous, and then dropped out of school again, and then came back, and they made some progress then, it depends on what your district policy is on whether you allow that progress to just carry forth and whether it's a cumulative progress or whether you want to only cover the previous school year. So and then the end date automatically puts in the date that you're on. And so if you were going to change either one of those, you would click on it and it brings up the calendar. And this, you can change the year, typing it in there, and a drop down for the months, and then pick the day. I usually pick August 1st because it's just really quick to click for that school year, because our school year never begins before August 1st. It usually begins, somewhere in August. And so then the time doesn't matter. And then you click next, and it would take you to the ending date if you needed to change that, or you can just let it be the default right at the moment that you're at. Click next, and it gives you an option of HTML or CSV. The HTML would be good if you were wanting to post this to a web page for students to be able to view from a home computer or what have you. But as far as for manipulating the numbers for if there's extra credit, or for how your district policy is for figuring their final grade, we use the CSV, the comma separated value, so that we can import it into an Excel spreadsheet, actually a Google spreadsheet. What it will do is it will generate this CSV, and then your computer will automatically open that with the default program, which for most people is Excel. It may be LibreOffice or whatever. And so here it is opened in Excel, and it's got all the data for this student. A lot of it is redundant, the average high score, the lessons mastered, etc. But what we want for our report here is from the assignment on this way. So I would click there, and I would start selecting that way to get to the rest of it. Here's a screenshot of me drag selecting it. And so I want all the assignments all the way over to the total time. And again, this depends on what the district policy is for how the classes are going to be looked at. And the two columns we want are the average score and the high score. And we take the average of those two things. It's the policy that I inherited when I got here. And then we're going to get over into the Google Docs. So you should be